What's up, you guys? How's everybody doing out there? I'm hunkered down pretty much in a safe spot with a group of about 20 people. We're just hanging tight, taking care of each other. And we have about 11, 12 o'clock. We have about 4 hours or so from now until we really are going to start to get hit. But the first wall of the hurricane is kind of come across the island. The first bands of the hurricane have come across the island. But I'm going to show you guys a view real quick. It's a little wet, but I got my I have my iPad is covered in plastic. Covered in saran wrap. This is the cruise on U.S. Virgin Islands, and yeah, it's gonna. I hope it looks like this afterwards. That's all I got to say. There's a school down there, and the ball field. That is St. Thomas out there in the distance. I gotta get back to the house. So. This is still really the calm before the storm. There's kind of like 20 of us all running off of one Wi-Fi connection right now. We're all trying to make contact with our people while we still have service.
Rolling ashore yesterday, but it doesn't mean anything. Yeah.
This is the island of St. John, U.S. Virgin Islands. trying to live stream. I just wish I could get a little bit farther away from the house,
Yeah.
so I get a better view. But if I walk out there, I lose the Wi-Fi connection. This is. And it seems like we're probably going to lose all that pretty soon anyways. We got a few hours left of any kind of regular electricity or internet connection or cell phone.
There's people on meals there.
Is what?
I think I saw someone, yeah, there's someone on meals there.
They're saying 7 to 12 foot surge. It might be more than that, I don't know. But I like that little turn north that it did. That little turn north was really, really helpful. I think that's going to keep the eye right off the top of us. It'll be north of us, and then the bottom of that storm is, I was looking at the wind speeds, the bottom of the storm is definitely weaker than the top, so we get away with 90-mile-an-hour winds maybe. If we can get away with that, maybe that's what I'm praying for. We're going to get something, a lot of something. All these palm trees are going to be toast probably. Yeah, we have a couple of big tubs. This is a large property. I'll give you an idea of where I'm staying if I can get away from. It's a really big place. It's kind of a hotel, condos. There's a lot of units. So we got lots of water. Yeah, take away the storm, and it's a nice view, right? Yeah, these palm trees are probably going to be torpedoes. I'm trying to figure out where I can strap up a GoPro to something that's not going to blow away. Maybe leave my GoPro out here after I go and hide in the closet.
Are they together? Well, they're one facing one way.
Pajamas.
So they're stuck together.
Yeah, one, they're T-bone.
Yeah.
One T-bone.
Yeah, so they're good.
Yeah, I was watching the live streams from some of the other islands, and like, they didn't last very long. Some of them went out, but there was a lot of boats out there still. It was crazy how many boats down island they still had just in the bay. So many boats. And that was last night. I mean, that was as it was hitting them. Those boats weren't going anywhere. Somebody on this live stream caught that pajamas thing there. They could hear it. I don't know. Pajamas? Oh, that somebody heard it here, was saying it in the chat, was typing it because they heard it on the radio.
Yeah. So that's a black man.
Yeah.
Oh, hey Megan, how's it going?
Yeah, we got a lot of boats that are still out there in the bay, and I can't zoom in and show you guys, but there's boats out there that are going to get beat up, and they're going to beat each other up. That's what they'll do. One boat will take out 3 or 4 boats and bring them all to the beach.
Take care of a little more on that information if you can
Once again, this is St. John, U.S. Virgin Islands. On the west side of the island, Cruise Bay. No, these aren't strong winds. This is nothing yet. Oh, believe me, I thought about the suit at the news desk. Believe me, I thought about that. But my girlfriend would kill me if I wasted any time more than this right now. This is not really a time to play too much as I'd like to.
Yes. I think someone just went in there, Mike. Alright.
No, this is kind of it's a pretty serious thing. I wanted to live stream more yesterday, but that's we're busy taking care of the house. Busy taking care of what's important. That's surf. What is that right now, do you think? That's surf. What do you think that is now? It's not that much at all, but it's a couple of feet.
Yeah.
It's already knocking those guys around a little bit.
Look right over there. There's two boats.
Why is there two boats?
Look, I'm done. There's two boats there. Front to front. See where Neil's boat is coming from in, Dan?
Yeah.
See those two?
Yeah.
They're toast. You know what I mean? Because they're hooked together. They got hung up somehow.
Oh.
Yeah, they're toast.
Their anchor lines got twisted up or something?
Yeah. So they're history.
Yeah, it's just a matter of time. They'll just beat each other up.
What's his name?
Out in the prairie,
Yeah.
That's Neil.
Oh,
And
that
he's
is
sick.
Neil.
Yeah, there's sirens. This is a state of emergency, so the fire department, police department, and all other agencies are the only people that are going to be on the road right now. We're not under curfew yet, but that should happen within the next few hours.
He came in.
Yeah, to take care of his dad's boat.
Oh, shit, I didn't know that. I love Neil. He's such a great guy. And Enzo's such a good kid.
Neil's boat? What boats are we talking about?
See the burgundy boat in the very back?
Yeah.
That's Neil.
Yeah.
Neil's boat.
I didn't know which boats we're talking about. I wasn't even over here. I wasn't even looking at which boat. I thought it was over here. These boats over here.
Yeah, you can see they're stuck together. And so if they can't swing out of the wind, they'll be the first ones to go.
You think he's not messing with it? Nobody's gonna mess with that now.
You
see one map all the way to the left, huh?
Yeah, one of them is Richards, and he took off yesterday. He's on Athena somewhere. I don't know who the other one's on.
Damn.
Oh, it's trying to turn around.
It's already turned for it.
Oh, really?
You get dressed up for rain range. You want me to, does he need to go out?
No, I'm just trying to get him
Okay.
moving around.
I'm live.
Yeah.
Yeah, hopefully most of it will go north. It looks like there's some views, a few boats that are going to get beat up out there. So when it comes to fish, my fish tanks are all sitting with, they still have electricity. Everybody has electricity still. So the tanks all have power, so the pumps are running, the filters are running and everything, but the lights are off to keep the heat down in the house, and I have fans pointing at the tanks to keep them cool. And then that will be that. So when the power goes out, they'll just be sitting for a while. Hopefully not too long. Hopefully the roof doesn't come off and everybody's fine. But in the end, all I can do is, you know, I got to think about my life first, and this is pretty powerful stuff. So, but I think they're all going to be okay. I think they've got about 3 good days. They're all planted, dirted tanks, and I did water changes before I left, and I fed them hours before I did any water changes, so they are going to be in about the best shape as possible. I kind of treated them like they were about to get shipped off or something in a bag. So that's that. They're going to be okay, I think. At this point, we just hope the storm continues its path now. A little bit of this northerly thing that it just started to do overnight. That should make all the difference in keeping the eye off of us. But you never know. All we can do is watch and just be prepared.
Which one?
Oh no, that's a little island.
That's Stevens Key.
Yeah.
That's the name of Stevens Key.
And we're just seeing the storm's coming from back here, and we're just getting the first wall. If you look at any of the radar, you can see that we're just getting the first wall of the storm. And the rain is just starting to come down a little bit. We're getting a little sprinkle of rain, but it's not that bad. Things are going to increase pretty rapidly at this point from now on. So I'm up here with a group of about 20 people. We're all going to we have a meeting by 11 o'clock, and then we're all going to our designated like bunker spots where we're going to be bunkered down with food and water, and then
Whoa, flyby!
yeah, and then we're going to go ahead and do we're just going to huddle and wait. But we're prepared. We've got trained people up here in our group, hardened sailors, EMTs, military. So we're going to be good up here. We've got plenty of supplies and tools and materials to actually go out and help people afterwards. So we're kind of just bunkered down waiting and conserving our energy so that after this is over we can go out and kind of help the people that are less fortunate. That's a bummer about Neil's boat.
Irma is located at about 280 miles east of San Juan and 210 miles southeast of St. Thomas. Irma will bring direct impact of major hurricane into the local Atlantic waters today and Thursday. Atlantic waters of Puerto Rico and New Virgin Islands from 10 nautical miles to 19.5 north. Hurricane warning is in effect. Today, hurricane conditions, northeast wind 45 to 50 knots, with gusts up to 65 knots, becoming north 85 to 105 knots,
We
with
have not
gusts
made much
up
of it.
to
We will. I
around
just got out of the shower.
125 knots.
I had to learn
In the
how to use that
afternoon.
shower, but I did.
Seas over 20 feet with occasional seas up to 32 feet. Buildings to over 20 feet with occasional up to 47
Well, it wouldn't
feet
come out,
in the
and then Jake
afternoon.
said if you play with it.
Dominant period, 15 seconds. Northeast swell, 6 to 11 feet, increasing to 12 to 17 feet. Showers and isolated thunderstorms.
YouTube.
Coastal waters of northern Puerto Rico out 10 nautical miles. Hurricane in effect. Today, hurricane conditions expected. Northeast winds 30 to 35 knots coming from north, 50 to 60 knots with gusts up to around 70 knots in the afternoon. Seas 6 to 8 feet with occasional seas up to 10 feet. Building to 13 to 15 feet with occasional seas up to 19 feet in the afternoon.
Tie yourselves together.
Dominant period 16 seconds. Northeast swell 4 to 7 feet with increasing to 7 to 12 feet in the afternoon. Showers and isolated thunderstorms. Coastal waters of northern U.S. Virgin Islands and out 10 nautical miles. Hurricane warning is in effect. Today, hurricane conditions. Northwind 65 to 75 knots with gusts around 90 knots. Becoming northeast. Direction becoming northwest. 105 to 125 knots in the afternoon. Seas 10 to 12 feet with occasional seas up to 14 feet, building up to over 20.
How far did I evacuate from my home? I could probably videotape my house down there. I could almost get my house, the roof of my house, so I'm going to be hiding, so I'm not going to see the roof of my house, but I can see the roof of my house from here.
Showers and isolated thunderstorms. Anegada Rapids southward 17 north. Hurricane warning in effect. Today, hurricane conditions. Northwest wind 105 to 100. Backing southwest 100 to 120 knots in the afternoon. Seas over 20 feet with occasional seas up to 30 feet. Buildings to over 28 feet with occasional seas up to 41 feet in the afternoon. Period 15 seconds.
Yeah. Try to stay out of the low area. I'm trying to stay out of the floodplain for the most part.
Coastal waters of southern U.S. Virgin Islands, Jacob and Puerto Rico out 10 nautical miles. Hurricane warning in effect. Today, hurricane conditions. North wind 55 to 65 knots with gusts around 80 knots becoming west. For the 5 to 125 knots in the afternoon. Seas 16 to 18 feet. Occasional seas up to 23 feet. Building over 20 feet. Occasional seas up to 30
That's on the
feet.
south side. That's not on the north side. That's on the south side.
9 to 14 feet. Showers and isolated thunderstorms.
And that, he's talking to knots, and you got 1 to 3 or 1, I mean, 1 to 41. So that's 140 miles per hour. 100 knots. It's 145, so it's gonna be lower.
We're gonna be 100 down. Did you hear all of that? It's gonna be.
What's that coming? Is that rain coming?
It's gonna be pretty.
Oh, that's wind coming over that hill over there. You could hear it. It came over the top of that hill over there. I thought it was rain coming over the hill.
We were just saying that.
On the south side, 27 foot 56 on the south side.
27 foot?
27 on the south side of Puerto Rico.
Oh,
It's a tall
man.
island. You know, it's crazy.
I'm so glad I got the picture.
Oh, they're
Did you see that? Like, did you see it like flipping? Like, did you see it?
That's thinking
Oh, on the,
Look at that boat. Oh, man.
right there.
yeah.
More heavy.
It's just the beginning, too. I'm worried about some of those boats out there for sure.
Jake, is this your first hurricane?
Anybody wanna look?
I brought my book, my journal. Figured I'd be playing games. I figured I'd be playing
slide yet, did they?
No, but he was talking about Neil's boat's is tangled up with the other guy's boat out there. That's just gonna be.
Together.
This is gonna. They're just gonna get beat up. It's gonna. That's a nice boat too.
Grand Bay's flattened out. They got all the driveways covered up and they got the storm shields on the windows and the big black curtains and everything.
Those are payments.
But I just like that the waves now are coming over the friggin' mark of the seasons. It's right over the top of it. Put these on the ground.
That's how I get that was last night. I did. So we're totally up in. That's true.
So if you see the church, that church right there, that church, basketball court goes down. Yeah. So that
Yeah, I mean, no, that was this morning. I brought that boat over here.
Oh, no kidding.
From St. Thomas. That's a 40 feet boat.
Yep, it's right on the top of it. So that's probably right at the top of it. What's the knots right now again? What's the one gust?
I don't know.
Like what
46.
How much? Because someone just asked me.
What's your hat say? 40 feet.
Let me see. All right, this is going to be the game. All right, the game is going to be how close is.
It would be about 50 miles.
It's not more than
What's going to happen? What now?
It's not more than 50 right now.
What do you think it is right now?
35.
Yeah, like 35.
Look, it says rain is the only way today could get any worse. Oh wait. Good Johnny, bro. That was definitely. It's not. I don't know if it's. I don't know if it's. No shit. I was still saying only 39, but it's probably because it's not like totally up to date, you know.
I wish I brought my hair up Cincinnati.
Dude, that would be awesome. We would like rope you in it. Like we could put you right here and rope you in it, and you just go.
Well,
Feel like a carnival ride.
Okay, there the yellow boat went.
And you're in a barrel roll.
like it was a good idea to put saran wrap around the iPad. Yeah.
You did?
Yeah, I saran wrapped the iPad so that.
Make sure you hold on to that thing. Lose gusts.
Right.
We were even up here at like probably like between 6 and 6:30. We were outside here. When you left, what time was that? About 6? 5:30. So when so were we outside when you left or?
No.
So we left right after. We came outside right after. So 5:06. All of a sudden we both had our phones just kind of casually held, and the wind just picked. I was like, whoa, there goes my coat's different.
Have a sip of your coffee. So many people in there. No power in Cruz Bay?
Yeah, there's no power at my house.
So yeah. So that would mean officially their fish tanks have no filtration now. So now they're just sitting ducks now. Guess I can just start counting down from now. So no, the filtration, you know, I'm gonna have things are dying already. I mean, not fish, but biology is dying already, but it's gonna be alright. I don't have saltwater tanks, so I'm good there. And this is why I don't have saltwater tanks here in the Virgin Islands, because of this kind of stuff and power outages all the time. 3-hour power outage would destroy a saltwater tank, would just kill things. It would come home and cry. So I'm not doing salt water here. I stick with my dirted, planted, freshwater tanks, and I have some brackish in the black water. But I gotta keep it simple. I want to keep it alive.
No.
Wait a minute, I did plumbing up at your house, right? I did that plumbing, I did your pump room, right? With Craig Cox?
No, I don't think so.
You have a house here, right?
No.
You were selling?
I have a boat.
Oh, I thought you had a house here too, though, no? Oh, okay.
Anybody want to see something?
What's up, Steven? How are you? Yeah. It's nice to see family in this live stream. How you doing, man? Just waiting for my turn. Right? No, I'm just yeah, I'm not typing back, but I can see the chat, but I'm a little distracted. Like I was saying, this is just the first part of it. This is just like the first wall of the main of the hurricane itself. It's just coming upon us now. Really feel bad for the other islands that have already just got nailed, and we don't even know what happened to them yet. But ooh, it looks like the sun wants to come through a little bit. Yep. That was Mother Nature winking. Steven, are you still there? Isn't it a full moon today? Want me to do it? For anybody that's just coming in here, this is St. John, U.S. Virgin Islands. This is just the beginning of the storm. We're just getting about 30, 45 mile an hour winds. So, some nice gusts, but pretty much just a sustained winds of about 35 miles an hour. I don't know where the barometric pressure is at right now, but it's somewhere in the 900s, low 900s. The duration of the storm over top of us, or as it crosses us, is going to be about 12 hours altogether. I don't know what the curfew is going to be set for, but that's really that's the biggest thing, is the curfew. Because if they do catch you on the streets here, they do not let you go. They will take you to a safe place. They're gonna take you to a shelter, is what they'll do, the school or the church or something like that. So people have been warned. You don't get to go back where you came from. You go to a shelter. So you don't go outside after curfew. Now, supposedly the storm is not supposed to be really heavy on precipitation, not like Harvey was. This is going to be a lot of wind and some really high surges. Someone was just talking about up to 27 feet off the south side of Puerto Rico, which is pretty intense, especially for the south side of Puerto Rico, which is not going to be getting hit with the eye of the storm. And that's the south side of the island, which is supposed to be is the weakest side and the weakest side of the storm. And it's still going to have 27-foot storm surges. So that's why I'm up here and I'm not down there. I wish I could go out to this point and get you guys a view from out here where everybody else is, but I won't get Wi-Fi if I go that far. I'm lucky to have anything right now. The eye of the storm is probably not going to come too close to us. I mean, it's going to come close to us, very close to us. But I think we got lucky with a little bit of a move north last night, and that's going to help it kind of just ooch north of us, the eye wall, where you're going to find those 185 plus winds. But there's a real big difference between that eye hitting you and the outer wall hitting you. So as long as it stays just a pinch north of us even, it's going to give us more like 90 mile an hour winds, which is very reasonable and something that most all of us down here can handle. We're prepared for that kind of stuff, for sure. What part of Craigmont is coming out there? And I said it out loud. Flip the camera around for a second and show my ugly mug. But I don't like doing the selfie thing. My arms are gonna get tired quick. There's Jenny and Mr. Jasper. Jasper needs to go inside. But it's the brown one. Yeah, that's a little bit more like 40, that's a little bit more like 50 mile an hour winds there. Pretty good. Okay. That wind scared everybody away. Everybody went inside for that. I see the chat as it pops up one by one, but I can't seem to get it to show me the whole thing every once in a while, so I can see what I missed. I'm only seeing the chats as they pop up. This wind is definitely kicking up a little bit. We're getting a little bit more like 45, 50 mile an hour gusts. You can definitely see. This is the U.S. Virgin Islands, St. John, U.S. Virgin Islands, on the west side of the island, Cruise Bay. Yeah, times the wind by 4 probably. It's going to be something more like the. You can hear it coming across the hill over there when those trees all get hit with that wind. You can hear it. Everything in that restaurant done. I'm just thinking about all my food in the restaurant is already probably warm.
Well,
getting
Beach
warm.
Bar is being renamed the Beach, and High Tide will be a swim-up bar.
Yeah, a swim up bar. That's it.
Well, that's that.
Yeah, everything's. I mean, that's nothing to think about right now, but yeah, everything's toast in that restaurant. I was thinking I was gonna move stuff into one refrigerator. I was like, what are you gonna do? It's all gonna. When the power goes out, it doesn't matter where you put it.
A lot for a little bit, but
I know where there's a lot of firewood though. We need firewood. I got a lot of firewood, and I got an oven. I'll go over there and bake some bread. And
why do you think you're here?
yeah, we bake
It's
some
like
bread.
zombie apocalypse, all right? We got our team assembled.
We're good. That's it. We have our team assembled, and we have a plan. That's the important thing, is to be prepared and have a plan, and don't try to go it out alone either. Everything's always better in numbers like this. Like I said, we have emergency medical technicians up here, ex-military. We have hardened sailors, which I'll tell you what, a hardened sailor is one of the toughest things on this planet, from my experience. So we have all kinds of extra equipment, fuel, multiple generators. We got a little fortress going on up here, so we're gonna, like I said, the biggest thing is in the end, after this, there's the aftermath, and we're really just saving up our energy, holding ourselves together, keeping our heads straight, and when it's over, someone's gonna have to go out there and help people that are less fortunate, that are huddled up in a wooden house somewhere. So, really not a lot of time to play around. This is about as much as this is the closest I'm gonna get right now to playing around, unless we try to play a board game to distract ourselves from the sound of the hurricane. I still really consider this like the calm before the storm. We're just getting these little gusts and stuff, but we can still be outside. But we kind of have a little meeting up here about 11 o'clock, in about another hour or two. We're going to have a little powwow, and we're going to know where everybody is going, and we have safe rooms set up with food and water and first aid and radios, and so we'll be able to take care of each other, but we're all going to be in kind of separate pods. But we're not playing around. We are not playing around. This is definitely not something to play around with. My dog can hear my voice through the door, and he wants to come out. He's crying. But I'm not letting him out in this right now. Yeah, we went ahead and we made bolognese last night. So we cooked off all the meat last night, made a huge thing of spaghetti to feed 20 plus people. But we're holding it together. We got a community on this island for one, and up here we got a nice core of people, and I don't think I could be in a safer place on this island right now, to be completely honest. I mean, we are kind of exposed. We're up on the hilltop a little bit, but we are some guy from Russia. That's cute. That's so sweet of you. Thank you. But we're in concrete, so we're pretty good. We do have a lot of glass windows, but these windows are, we're not going to be in the rooms with these windows. We're going to be farther back into the buildings. So if the windows blow out, we will be. Yeah, anyone with a wrench. I don't have anybody with a wrench, because this is my second live stream ever. Thank you all 82 of you that are in here watching me cry about the hurricane. But yeah, there's probably a few people that I could get out of here. I just wish I could. I'm on a... Steven, you're a moderator, so you can do that for me, brother. Steven, you're my first and only moderator with 100 people in this stream. So it's all up to you, buddy. Thank you. Well, I'm sure I'm getting weird people in here that I don't even know because I don't know who's sharing what, and then I don't know. I don't know where this is going because it's live and I've got Hurricane Irene in the title, so I see a lot of people that are definitely not subbed to me watching this, which is fine with me. This is a fish channel, actually. I'm a fish keeper, but I'm sure they got a lot of other people in here that don't care about fish. Any other fish fam in here? If somebody in the fish fam will speak up, I can mod you as well. So I have a couple other mods in here. That would be nice. LJ Aquatics, I'm gonna mod you. Thank you. Aquarium Cop, you need to be my moderator. You know that. You Dank Tanks. Dank Tanks, you say something again, then I get your name up here and I can do that. All right. Yeah, these palm trees aren't, I don't think they're going to be here. Or at least they're not going to have a lot of leaves left on them by the end of this. This is actually nice right now. There's a nice breeze, but it's really not bad right now. Yeah, we have about, like I said, we got about 2 hours or so before we bunker down, and then we have about, well, whatever else from there on. You know, there's just no reason to chance being outside. Yeah, hopefully this I will stay just a pinch north of us. Like I was saying before, that's going to make all the difference for us. It's the difference between about 100 miles an hour of wind gust. So everything's going to be charged, but there will be no cell phone service. We do have 2 generators, plenty of fuel. We are prepped. We are prepped. And that generator is only going to power a refrigerator and certain things. You know, we've been definitely us here in the islands, we've been through this kind of stuff many, many times before. A lot of us have experience with preparing for this, so we know how to prepare. We just have not had anything of this size or nature in over 20 years. So it's kind of like we've been spoiled, and we sit around and prepare for nothing for years and years and years, and now it's really here. And so even people who've been here for 20 plus years are kind of shaken a little bit. I'm staying at a property up on the mountains on the hillside of town of Cruz Bay, St. John. It's a large property. There's multiple units like this one across from me here. These are all concrete structures, and we're going down into the lower portions of them. Will be our safe rooms, which we have stocked with food and water and whatnot. Pretty much just closets in the interior and the deeper parts of the units, and we're all split up into groups. And that's that. We're just kind of playing it by ear a little bit at this point. This is just, it's the hurry up and wait thing. And then we'll bunker down and then hurry up and wait again, so that we can come out and try to help each other out and make sure everybody is safe. What did you say about the Outer Banks? I'm sorry. I don't think the storm is going to go that way. I think it will definitely downgrade a lot before it gets to the States, especially if it hits land. The land is going to slow it down and eat it up a little bit. So if it hits any bit of Puerto Rico or Hispaniola or any of that, it'll definitely eat up some of its energy. That's 55, 60. 55, 60. Yeah, there's nothing about fish here on this, unfortunately. But on the end, this is all gonna... I don't know. I think it's more about whether or not the fish will be there after this is over. You're good. I don't know where I got Phillipsburg. I don't know where that is. Grand Bay. Grand Bay is down there in that bay in the distance in the center of this shot. I can't zoom in, but Grand Bay is on the backside of this. Basically, the Grand Bay is on the backside of that hill. And no, I'm not staying at Grand Bay. That would be right in the middle of town. do some special effects here. You look good on camera. They'll think that you're getting blown across the...
That first one when I walked out was almost there. I was like, oh, it's kind of blowing me a little bit.
Yeah, it's getting up there, 55, 60.
Oh man, it's going to be gnarly, dude. Holy shit.
What's up, pork chop? Hello, David. We get a little bit of, we get some rain every once in a while. We got a little one coming through here, a band of rain coming through. It's not so bad yet, but you know, once that wind really gets going, people don't get it, I don't think. Water's going to go upside down. Water's going to go every which way. Wind and water, two most powerful forces of nature, and that's what's taking place here right now. So when this gets going, it's any crack or crevice that you've got in your home. Wind is going to pull and blow that water right through those cracks. You're going to get water everywhere. There we go. That's a little bit stronger. It's not here yet. Where is this violent storm? It's coming. It's here now, technically. I mean, the bands are starting to hit us, but we're going to be getting, it's going to get a lot worse a lot quicker. You can see some bands, see those lines out there in the water. Those are bands of wind and rain coming across the ocean. I'm in St. John, U.S. Virgin Islands, on the west side, in Cruz Bay. Up on the hillside above Cruz Bay, Cruz Bay is down there. Yeah, it's a little bit northwest, the eye. That doesn't mean we're not still going to get 90-mile-an-hour plus winds here. And if anybody's had experience with hurricanes, they can do some funny stuff and they can move around and they can slow down. So when it's this close, there's no playing around, because a little bit of that movement of that storm goes a long way, good or bad. So yeah, my home is going to get flooded. Not flooded like Texas flooded, but it's going to get, water's going to come through everywhere, and my living room will have water on the floor for sure, but it's not going to be that kind of flooding. There will be flooding like that down in town in the lower areas, on the floodplains of the isle, it's different spots like that, but this is a volcanic island. You can tell that most of it just pops up out of the ocean. I mean, there's a lot of high ground, so it's not going to flood like it did in Texas. It's not a flat piece of land, but all the creeks, all the guts, all the waterways here will flood with water. I have friends that live really close to some of the larger guts on the island, and I know that they're going to be affected by their properties might be affected a little bit by some flooding. It's more flash flooding as the water, is collecting. Like I was saying, my fish tanks, at this point, the power in town has been turned off. It's more of a safety precaution. So the power has been turned off in town, so at this point I know that my fish tanks do not have filtration. So I have 10 tanks right now with fish in them that are just sitting ducks. I can't zoom in. I'm on an iPad on a poor Wi-Fi connection, so I can't even walk out to this lookout. I'm pretty much stuck on this porch, but it's a little too wet and windy for me to be out there anyways. Oh, here comes about a 65, 70, 60. I'm sitting here trying to gauge the wind from my sailing experience, but we're getting up there. 50-mile-an-hour gusts for sure, 50s, and more water and rain. Definitely just started to rain more. It's definitely going to get worse for us. If you look at the radar, if you look at the any of the models, you can see that it's not here yet. I mean, it's here, but the core of the storm and the eye of the storm are still hours away. This is a long waiting process, just being vigilant and being prepared and being smart. Drizzle. I guess you could call this a drizzle, except for when the drizzle is blowing at 50 miles an hour. Can you do me something? Can you just hold this? Yeah, stormy is nice. I like stormy too, but I just want to be safe. Yeah, I think people are freaking out. They're buying up all the gasoline and everything else in Florida, but yeah, I mean, there's something about being prepared is one thing, but there's only, in the end, there's only so much you can do, and lives are what matter at that point. So it's just about safety. It's definitely not. It's not worth risking your life. You've got people here that, that might be crazy enough to go run out to their boat and do something because their boat is in trouble or something. But that's how you die, or you don't take the warnings and you stay in your little wood house. Do we ever go fishing? Not really. A lot of my friends do. Deep sea fishing, not so much my thing. I prefer like lake fishing. You can kind of chill out. Just chill out on the bank of a lake or something. That's about as much. But I don't go fishing unless I'm going to eat them. I prefer to keep fish. We're in St. John. This is the west side of the island. This is looking down at Cruz Bay down below. And you can't see it anymore. Maybe a little dark spot in the distance. You can see St. Thomas is directly in front of us out in the distance. This is not my house. This is a hotel, more like condominiums. It's lots of units. Yeah, I just saw a picture from St. Martin with insane flooding. That's pretty insane. It's the first picture I've seen from St. Martin. That is insane. Oh my God. Here, let me see. Aim that towards the... There you go. You can scroll those. That's crazy. The whole town is covered is covered in water. That's St. Martin, and they got pretty much a direct hit though by the eye. It's not going to be much different though. I mean, we're still going to be pretty damn close to us. Pretty close. That was a lot of water it dropped on them. That flooding is crazy. Here's some more rain coming. You can hear that gust of wind coming over the hillside over there. It's blowing over that hill. You can just hear it when it hits all those trees. That's not quite a hotel, this is a condominium. There's multiple units here like that. It's a Saranusa. Thank you, Stephen. Jenny. I got Stephen Moore in here. Best friend of mine from high school. We graduated together. He's in here. He's moderating for me. Helping keep the mean people up. I'm live streaming on YouTube.
On your channel?
Yeah. It's 147 people in here right now. There we go. That's some gusty stuff. Poor palm trees. Ooh, that's a spooky sound. That's a spooky sound. This is gonna when this gets over us, it's gonna be like a freight train passing over the top of us. You know, they've already explained that in some places they have been able to record seismic activity from the vibrations of the hurricane. That's just how powerful it is when you're talking about 185, 200 mile an hour winds. So you feel this storm in your feet, that's for sure, and that's not really any exaggeration. Yeah, we're talking category 5, and Maryland was a 2, I believe. I'm not sure what Hugo was, but it was a 4 maybe. I don't even think of that. But so this is record breaking for the Northern Antilles, for the Caribbean, the Northern Caribbean. This is a record breaking storm. So like I said, even all the old salty sailors who've been through it all are on their toes right now. Can't really see it, but there is a few boats. I can't see it at all, but down there in that bay, down there in the center of this shot, there's already 2 boats. One of them, I know the owner of the boat, and they're 2 boats that their mooring lines have already gotten tangled. So it's done. I mean, you can look at them now and they're fine now, but their mooring lines are tangled. No one's going out in that water. Those boats are ruined. They're going to beat each other up and probably take out other boats, and they'll be on the beach in the morning. And that's just kind of the fact of it, you know. You can take care of your boat, you can move it. Move it. If you want to keep it, move it. I mean, we're talking about can't see it in the bay, but maybe I can get a shot of it. If you look way out there in the bay, you see a really big boat out there in that bay. It's actually a maroon colored boat, but it's out in that bay, right in the center of this shot, out off of that bay. There's like a 40-foot sailboat. And that's one of the boats I'm talking about. We have binoculars up here so we can see everything down there, see everything that's going on in town from binoculars. Really haven't noticed the police making any rounds at this point or doing anything. Heard a few sirens, but as far as I know, is there a curfew now?
Yeah, 6 a.m. until for like 36 hours.
Oh, so we are in a curfew now. Our curfew started at 6 a.m. So curfew is in effect. It's kind of funny that they declared Puerto Rico state of emergency like a day ago, and they still haven't done anything like that down here for us. I wanted you to hold this so I can light a cigarette. I can't talk. Stephen Moore, you want to know where you are. Watch out. Thank you. We still have cell phone service? Ginny, we still have cell phone service?
Yeah.
That's a gust blowing through there. And you can hear stuff out there. I don't know if that's people moving stuff or if that thing's getting blown around, but you can hear things. This isn't frightening yet. It's not really. This is still the chill before. The frightening part, I'm going to be in a closet for the frightening part. I'm going to be in a closet with food and water. And my girlfriend and my doggie. Sorry, your family's in Puerto Rico. I think Puerto Rico is going to be lucky because of the slight turn north that we've all been praying for. Puerto Rico, I think you're lucky there on that one. They're going to get a lot of storm weather. You hear things slamming around out there, like, I don't know, things breaking or falling, but the interesting thing though is we are up here in town. Yeah, Jaffa, somebody can get rid of Jaffa. Somebody shared this somewhere on the internet, because I know there's not 204 fish keeping people in this chat right now and in this stream. Thanks, LJ. Well, at least you're there to clean up the mess now.
was right next to you when you learned about the gate.
Oh shit. Yeah, he's like, I'm gonna come back. Yeah, he probably.
Let him take the video, y'all. Say hi.
I was right next to you when we learned about the gate. Which way did you win from? I have no idea. Is it this way or is it this way? I think they said, what, at noon? That's when it's going to get gnarly.
When is it getting out? Yeah, that's what Jay just said too.
Nice. Oh shit. I'm gonna hold on to this iPad. Yeah, it's a little bit more frequent. It's definitely here. I thought I was going to have things set up. I've got another microphone that's even better and stuff, but that would put me inside. But I wanted to have my other laptop here so I could show you the models and stuff on the computer. I want to be on my computer. There's something wrong with I think I just need a new computer. But I can't seem to live stream over my laptop for some reason, even with a gamer. Oh shit. Yeah. Getting gusty.
Yeah, finish the not going anywhere. What tree? Where? What tree?
Yeah, all the businesses in town are as boarded up as they're gonna be. It's nothing to do now. There's no doing anything now. Okay.
All right, Tim.
Yeah, it's not a good time to windsurf. All right. Yeah, the stream is looking to get a little unstable now. I'm looking at an hour now that I've been streaming. I'm going to go ahead and get off of here and I will try to keep up with you guys as much as I can, let you know what's going on. But I'm going to go ahead and get off of here now. And kind of go get settled in. Yeah, Steven, I will be safe, man. You take care of yourself. Just keep an eye on that on the radar there. All right, you guys. Everybody take care of yourself. We're going to take care of ourselves. Remember, keep your tanks clean, your fish fed, and have fun.